Hey everybody, how are y'all doing out there? I have a special video for you today. This video I felt I should do just as sort of a horror community public service announcement because we're getting into that Halloween season. We're in the third week of August pretty much now, so the Halloween ads and scams are starting to run rampant, and I'm sure they will right up until the finish line as always. But I just wanted to share some information with you guys today regarding a lot of the scams that are out there and things that you really need to watch out for. So let's get into it. Okay, so we are in that season of scams. So I have noticed more and more lately there are more scam ads that are already running. Like I said, here we are, we're deep into August now. This is usually when it starts happening, and I'm seeing a lot of it, so I thought I'd better put something out again. Just real quick to review some things with you guys regarding scams and how to avoid them. So one of these scam ads I've been seeing that's been coming up more and more recently is from this company that claims to be Cavity Colors, and they're listed as Cavity Colors, all one word, and then -US, which, when I saw that, I was immediately thinking, huh, what's that all about, right? And I saw they had a few pictures, and you can see, for example, the Return of the Living Dead shirt in the top right there. Now, I have that shirt. I've actually got two of those shirts. And of course, they're advertised here for $3.99, which is the other glaring red flag. I'm like, there's no way in hell it's going to be a $4 shirt. Like, I know the kind of quality these shirts are. And it would be literally impossible for them to even get a cost on, like that low. That's utterly ridiculous. So when I saw that, that's another immediate red flag. So I immediately start looking in comments just to see if anybody is getting fooled by this. And sure enough, people are like, oh, wow, this is great. And they're tagging people in it and all sorts of stuff. And then occasionally you'll see someone who sort of has a nose for it. And they'll be like, is this for real or serious or something? I remember the first one I saw, I said, well, only one way to find out. And I tagged Cavity Colors in it. And the ad immediately disappeared. Of course, I couldn't find it or get it back. But later, I had seen the ad on, I think it was Facebook, both Facebook and Instagram. I've actually seen them. But every time I have, of course, I've reported them and I've let Cavity Colors know. I sent a message over to Aaron at Cavity Colors. He's the guy that runs everything over there. And of course, he's grateful for us to report these things because he knows how bad they are. And actually he just put out an announcement on his Instagram warning about these scams. Here, take a look at this. So right on the front there he has scam alert, swipe and read for details. And then he goes through basically what I just told you about this specific company that calls themselves Cavity Colors -US. And there's all sorts of red flags all over it. The ridiculously low price, the funny spelling of everything. And then you can see that it's based out of China or overseas, which is another gigantic red flag because Cavity Colors and most of these other horror t-shirt companies that I love are all based in the United States for the most part. And you're not getting stuff sent overseas. So that's another huge red flag. But there he's got the ad that they put out that's got Marshalls in it as well. And it says limited time event, only $3.99. Just totally ridiculous. Now, it crossed my mind for a second just to, I thought, well, is there any way possible this could be real? Because I know that other companies from time to time have lent their designs or their shirts to third-party companies such as, let's say Spencer or Hot Topic or something like that, where they've allowed their shirts to be sold there, maybe at a slightly discounted price. That stuff can happen. I didn't think so before. Like, for example, I was speaking with Ben over at Fright Rags, and because I had seen an ad again for, it was someplace like, I'm sure it was Spencer or something like that, that had an exclusive Fright Rags design where I was like, that's not even their design. That's strange. I've never seen that. And when I reached out to Ben, he did let me know that there were certain T-shirts and a certain number and whatnot that they do allow to go there from time to time. So that was one of those cases where, you know, this was a legitimate thing. However, you know, the shirts are still a normal price here too, guys. Like these T-shirts are, you know, Hot Topic, Spencer, they're like 20, 25 bucks, sometimes more, sometimes like 30. So it's a little more realistic because, you know, you're paying a little bit more money for it. Actually, I picked one up just the other day. If you look here at Spencer, and it's this awesome Terrifier T-shirt. Now, I got this because I have seen this T-shirt many times at Terror Threads, and then I looked on the label, and sure enough, Terror Threads is right on there. So it is one of their T-shirts, and it's their cotton, and it's their whole deal. So they obviously let some of these go to Spencer in this case with regards to Terror Threads. So looks like Terror Threads has done it as well as Bright Rags. And I thought, well, maybe Cavity Colors did something like that. So that's why I did inquire. But the $3.99 was ridiculous. And I thought Marshalls as well. You don't see many horror T-shirts like that at Marshalls. So in many cases, you just have to be kind of smart about this, guys. So Aaron went on in the Instagram post on, you know, how to spot some of these scam websites and how to avoid them, and, you know, as well as what to do if you are scammed by one of these bogus companies. So with how to spot the scam websites, just to go over it quickly, research the company name, look for contact inconsistencies, check for fake reviews, assess how long it's been around for, evaluate the prices, see if contact forms work, search for duplicate images, check domain registration information, and just for avoiding them in general, avoid shopping through Facebook ads, because often they are, frankly, bullshit. I mean, I don't want to discount everything, as I'm sure there's some legitimate businesses in there that would love to have their business, but you have to be really careful. And if you're searching for stuff like horror T-shirts and high quality stuff like Cavity Colors has, you know, like Fright Rags, like Terror Threads, Gutter Garbs, all those guys, you're going to want to go right to them. And there's not going to, everything's going to be pretty transparent. You know what I mean? They're going to have their name in their website. You know, it's going to be Cavity Colors, right? It's not going to be, you know, dash whatever and, you know, rerouted here, and just be smart about it, right? So research unfamiliar sites, check contact information, read reviews carefully again, pay with a credit card as well, because you should avoid direct bank transfers. That's a little harder to get back. Beware limited payment options as well. Check shipping details. Again, if it's coming out of, you know, China or Hong Kong or somewhere overseas, likely a scam. Avoid clicking Facebook ads. Use common sense. If a site looks poorly made or has prices that are unrealistic, it's likely a scam, right? So again, use common sense, guys. We have to do that. Okay, and what to do if you are scammed by a Kentesh Limited website. So you contact your bank immediately. You want to keep your records, file a complaint, leave online reviews, report social media accounts, reverse payments if you can, check your credit reports, reset account passwords, check your device for viruses as well, and learn from the situation, you know? Like, a lot of people don't know until they're burnt, which is sad. So again, watch out for these bogus websites. So if you see something like Cavity Colors -US or something stupid like that, be really suspicious. If you see these great deals, oh my God, $3.99, I gotta do it. Like, you gotta use your head, okay? Because there's no way in hell they could possibly ever offer that. I mean, I saw that shirt listed there at $3.99, and I'm like, do you know what I paid for that? It's like a $30 shirt. There's no way, you know, and they use high-end cotton, really nice stuff. It's not cheap cotton, okay? And, you know, their printing process and everything, it's top-level stuff. If you are even lucky enough to get a shirt from these scammers, I say lucky, I mean, like, who would even want one of these piece of shit shirts? But I'm saying in some cases they will still send you a product that is a wild variation on what you actually got. Let me show you something here. So I'm going to show you this as an example, okay? So this is a Fright Rags t-shirt. Now I did a video on this once a long time ago, but this is a Fright Rags t-shirt that they had out in 2018 for the release of the Halloween film. This is a beautiful design by Justin Osborne. Check this out here. Okay, you see how beautiful this design is, right? This is fantastic. The color looks amazing. This cotton is beautiful. It's so soft and nice. And it's got, you know, all the official stuff in it. It's clearly Fright Rags, you know, fully licensed, legitimate stuff, okay? Now, here is a copy of the same shirt, only it is a shitty bootleg that I accidentally bought from somebody who I thought was selling a Fright Rag shirt secondhand and just trying to scalp them, I guess is what you could say, because these were limited number, you know, and they disappeared. And then I thought, oh, you know, I saw this one and I thought, oh, somebody bought up a few, like a dink, and is charging, you know, 10 more bucks or whatever. So I tried it, and when I got it, I was really surprised at how shitty it looked. First of all, as soon as I grabbed it, I was like, this cotton feels heavy and shitty, and it's not a nice fitted shirt. It's a very plain Jane shitty shirt. And another thing, it didn't have any seams down the sides. You see on a Fright Rag shirt, they are seamed. If you look here on the side, you have a seam here, stitched all the way down, right? That is to keep things nice and centered when they're putting a print on there, so it doesn't look off center and stuff, because they can with shitty low-end companies that are just spitting them out, right? Well, here is what a bootleg version looks like of that shirt. Isn't that pretty? Like, seriously, that is a pile of hot garbage. You can barely even make out what it is. You know, look at how shitty that looks. And mind you, I've worn this a lot as an undershirt underneath my work shirts, so it gets, you know, sweaty and shit, because I don't care about it, because it was a total waste of time and money. But this was my learning experience. I didn't realize what I was getting at the time. I thought for sure these people were reselling, you know, 5 copies that they got from Fright Rags, and they're just charging people more money for it. You see that kind of stuff all the time. Like with steelbooks. My steelbook fans out there, you know we're getting screwed with those all the time if you don't get them right when they drop. But anyway, this is the pile of, frankly, shit you're going to get if you are thinking about ordering from one of these companies. I mean, a flat-out scammer, you're not going to get anything at all. That's terrible, but there are a lot of bootleg designs too, and you got to watch out for those, because you do not want something like this that you spent, you know, 20 bucks on or whatever. It's a pile of shit. Get the real deal. Go to the real people and get yourself a high-quality t-shirt. You know what I mean? So make sure that you're shopping from Fright Rags, or Cavity Colors, Terror Threads, Gutter Garbs, you know what I'm saying, T-Villain. There's lots of great brands out there, but I'm sure all of them have their scammers, and there are people constantly trying to screw others over for money. So just use your basic common sense, you know. If it seems fishy, it probably is. If there's anything that you're a little skeptical about, like what I do, reach out to the actual companies that you know supply these and say, hey, is this legitimate? Because really, you're not getting any deal. Like I said, even if you are going to get a t-shirt at a discounted price, you're going to get a pile of shit like that one. All right, so one more thing I wanted to cover as well. Another thing I'm seeing a lot of is scams for masks, especially the silicone Freddy Krueger masks, such as this Dark Ride, okay? Now, I've done a video in the past on this. I actually had a pretty good response, but it's several years old, and I had a Right Effects silicone mask. And what I did was I showed you guys sort of what it looked like, and then I showed you a mask that I received that looks utterly hilarious, that claimed to be, you know, a fancy silicone mask. And when I ordered it, I was pretty confident I was going to get a piece of shit, if anything at all. But I was confident I was going to get something back. So I thought, I'll try it and we'll see what this thing looks like. Because it's my guess it looks absolutely nothing like what the picture says or any of this stuff, right? So I sort of did it as an experiment. And you know, all in, all said and done, it wasn't even $20, so I knew something was really up. But I wanted to see what I was actually going to get, and it was rather interesting. Check this out. There's definitely a lot of scams going on out there. A couple of years ago, I did a little experiment because I had my suspicions, having already owned this thing. And I decided to give it a try and pay I think it was like 17 bucks or something, just to see what I would get, you know, if I'd get anything that's even remotely good quality, or if anything would show up at all, or just what it was about. But I knew I wasn't going to get any silicone mask like this, but I just want to show you what you're actually going to end up with, okay? Check this out. I ended up getting sent this. That's totally Freddy, eh? Yeah, totally. Like, or maybe, I don't know, Savini Jason or something? I don't know. This is not silicone, most definitely not. And super, super thin latex, right? Like, this is just really, you know, flabby junk. Anyway, just want to let you know, people are actually thinking they can get one of these beautiful masks for some silly price like $25, or sometimes I see them listed a little higher, maybe $80, you know, just to try to fool somebody into thinking, oh, maybe that's possible. Well, I'm here to tell you, no, it is not possible, okay? You are never going to find a silicone mask for, like, certainly not brand new, for much under maybe 400 US, and that's like entry level silicone. Like your basic, like, silicone masks are nice, they're higher end, but what I'm saying is that the entry level silicone masks are usually pretty close to 400 US just to begin with before shipping. A lot of them are more, and dark rides, for example, are a lot more than that, and they are absolutely worth it. The amount of time and effort that goes into a dark ride mask, I mean, the very idea of being able to get it for so little is absurd, because it takes so long to make one of these and do them right. And like the paint work James puts into them is incredible. He spends so much time on these things, and everyone is this work of art, you know. No two look completely identical. They're all works of art. And like I said, they take a lot of time. So of course they're going to have to charge for their time. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth doing it, you know. And there's just an incredible amount of work that goes into them. So the idea of getting it for that cheap is really crazy. So again, it's more of a common sense thing. But I know some people can be fooled thinking, wow, that mask looks so great and I can get it for 30 bucks, so why not try it? So again, guys, watch out for scammers. Watch out for people looking to take advantage of you and take your money, because there are a lot that are going on, and it's only going to get worse moving into Halloween. So just be very wary, you know, ask questions, talk to people. If you're serious about getting a nice mask or some cool t-shirts or something, do a little research, look around and see what you can find, you know, or if you find an account like mine, or like there's lots of us out there, you know, feel free to ask questions about their shirts, and I'm sure they'll give you plenty of good advice on where to go to get legitimate stuff and licensed stuff and stuff that's going to last and not get scammed, you know what I'm saying? So that's just your Halloween season public service announcement from me. Please don't get scammed. Watch out there, and do your research. All right, so thanks so much for watching, you guys, and we will see you again for another one.